What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 187 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the mech of Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
I'm on this new strain of Farming Simulator, and boy, is it good.
We got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
You know what? I'm going to beat a monster with a Duke machine.
And we got the Race Durag, Madrid Devon.
Just remember, it's not a simulation, it's just a tightly woven genjutsu.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about God of War, Xbox, Discord, Dragon Ball, Yakuza, Skate, Apex, and Marvel. Chris, I remember you asking us about this a while ago. You were like, is Apex going to fall off at some point? And I feel like right now, Madrid, Juwan and I played Apex for the first time. Well, I played by myself the other night and got an heirloom pack.
Shit.
So...
Sick.
Yeah. I got Valkyrie's heirloom, which is Suzaku, which is like this spear. Mm-hmm. It really sucks that when you do the cool shit with the heirloom, that your party members can't see you doing the cool shit. They just see you standing there.
Oh, that's lame.
Like, they see you standing there holding the heirloom, but, like, when I was doing, like, the battle poses and stuff, like, yeah.
It just looked like you're trapped in a genjutsu. Why is he just standing there? Y'all don't see this shit?
Y'all don't see this cool shit? But yeah, so I got on and, like, I got some credits to skip some tiers on the battle pass so I could make sure I got the Bloodhound skin, which was the whole reason I got the battle pass this season. And then through unlocking those tiers, there were a couple Apex packs that I got from doing that. And also I caught up. So the first thing I did, I caught up with the story chapter treasure box things. And that leveled up my battle pass a good chunk because, like, there are battle pass stars as rewards in there and charms and all types of stuff. And Apex packs. So I had, like, probably 6 Apex packs in total by the time I was finished getting the battle pass to where I wanted it to get, finishing this season's treasure box things. And I was opening the packs, like, it was probably like 1 a.m, and I'm just on fiddling around with games.
And how rare is getting one of those? I feel like you guys have talked about how hard it is.
Yes. They give you one guaranteed somewhere between level 1 and 500.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that...
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah. So,
Heck, I'm going to tell you the truth. If Anton did not say he got one, I wouldn't entirely believe they exist. They're a lot like freaking Attack.
Juwan's gotten one. So, like, anybody...
I was almost at the mandated point where it's like, here is your heirloom. Like, if you hit, 500 on the battle pass, it's like, all right, you had to have gotten one by now. I was like, what? Like... I don't know, 12, 13 levels away or some shit.
Yeah.
Does that happen every single time? If you hit 500 on the battle pass, you'll just get one?
Well, no, it's account level 500. And, like, that's the cap. So, like,
damn.
A lot of people who play are at 500. I think I'm in, like, the high 300s. Because I don't play as much, but...
Yeah, I hit cap, like, 3 seasons ago.
So, the reason we were playing is because the Apex Gaiden event is going on, and
Apex Gaiden. Anime AF.
Yes. They were like, we're just going to lean all the way into the anime because we know you weebs.
I'm going to say this right now. I think everyone else's anime collab is better than Apex's.
Oh no!
I'm just going. You can't think that Call of Duty had a better
Oh yeah.
Crossover.
Okay. I'll give you call. I'm gonna say right now. I forgot about Attack on God.
What about
I forgot about Attack on God. I forgot about
Dead
Attack on
by
Titan.
Daylight, Attack on Titan shit is cursed.
You know what? The Dead by Daylight one fits the aesthetic though. Like that's the thing about Dead by Daylight. Like that actually fits the aesthetic. And being chased down by a Titan like that
It's
works
so
for Dead
funny,
by
though.
Well,
Daylight.
this fits the Apex
Yeah.
aesthetic. Like none of these skins feel super forced.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the like lower tier ones still
Like the
do a
Watchmen
good
and the
job.
Revenant go.
What season are we on? 13?
Probably they stopped
I don't
numbering
know.
them a while ago, so it could be like 15 and we just didn't notice. So this we got a Watson skin, which is Naruto. We got Octane skin, which is Luffy. We got a Revenant skin,
Good
which
skin.
is an Ava, just straight up. Shit's fire. Like I had enough crafting materials to make that Revenant skin, and
Yeah.
I just had to do it. And then they have a Mirage skin that's Deku. This is probably the weakest one. Like you can
Yeah.
tell it's Deku, but like
You can tell it's
I
Deku,
mean-
but it's like, why Mirage?
Yeah.
honestly, the Revenant and the Octane skins are the real standouts here.
Yeah, that's sick.
I don't know if the Seer skin is supposed to be the
That's
Akatsuki.
Tuxedo Mask.
Oh, that's Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, and Bangalore Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Bangalore Sailor Moon. Bloodhound is Tokyo Ghoul. Crypto
Yeah,
is
Kaneki with the
Goku.
one ghoul eye.
And then Fuse is Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal. Oh,
Shout out Josh. So whenever they do these collection events, they usually give you, if you get everything in the collection event, which is like $200, you
Smoking
get
pigs.
an heirloom. And I mean that's cheaper than trying to just buy packs and hope for an heirloom. And at least this stuff,
$200 is cheaper. for some
yeah, it
cosmetics.
definitely
That
is cheaper. People,
That is madness.
I do not know how I feel about the freaking Naruto Watson skin.
They could have gone harder with it. They could.
I'm
gonna say this right now, I don't think
The only
I
reason
don't-
they did it is because she got that fucking baguette carrier. On
Right,
her
she
back.
got the scroll on her back.
Yeah,
It's it might
that's the only
my thing
reason.
about it though
Yeah.
is, and that's my thing about it though is like I don't feel like the translations of these are that good for the most part.
Revenant.
Some of them-
Okay.
fucking
Revenant is a fucking robot. It's hard to fuck up robots. Revenant's
That's
a fucking
true.
robot. Of course that was gonna be sick.
Yeah, I mean,
Why do you think
Revenant
every
is-
Revenant skin is
mean,
fucking sick? He's a
Octane's is really
robot.
good too. Hold on,
Octane's
Octane's
is also really good. And they had, even though I have an Octane skin called Accelerate, like the Ben 10 alien, and it's like an alien themed skin, and I really
will
fuck
say-
with that one. But like, then again, I'm not all the way in on One Piece yet. Like I'm all the way in on the concept of One Piece,
Ooh-wee.
and I just need to do it, but I haven't done it yet. So
Okay, I will say this. The Octane one, okay. That's actually pretty good. That's actually a good skin. I'll give the
Yeah.
Octane one, but that's the only one I think is actually like good. Because once again,
I'm
Revenant
surprised
is
you don't
free.
like the Bangalore, because the Bangalore is.
I'm gonna say this right.
They
It's
should've
because
made- they should have made Lifeline Sailor Moon.
it's not even that. It's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like that, but it's like, how should I put this? The thing about Bangalore's is I wouldn't have gone magical girl with Bangalore. I don't think magical girl works for Bangalore as much, or really at all. And those 3 diamonds on her forehead look stupid as shit.
They should have made her Oscar, if anything.
Asuka, not even Asuka. I would say more of like a fucking, maybe a character from like Bubblegum Crisis, or maybe like one of the OG
Revy?
Gundam pilots. No.
Revy Two
What was that
Hands.
freaking Gundam pilot? What was his name?
Bangalore.
I'll think of the name at some point. But it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't think Magical Girl and Bangalore work as well together as Magical Girl and any of the other women of Apex.
Well,
Heck, Watson would have made an amazing Magical Girl.
yeah, Watson,
Because that's basically her personality.
yeah, Watson would have been a good magical girl, and they could have given Naruto to Bangalore. and made it work. But I like the Crypto Goku skin. Like, that colorway is just a solid colorway for Crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
I'm not gonna lie. I originally thought that was an OG Naruto colorway.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. That was supposed to be some like OG Naruto. I thought it was like, wow, 2 Naruto.
Right, that was my thing.
Instead of Super Saiyan Goku.
Because you got the blue, you got the jacket, you got the orange. Like, Goku is not known
Where
for
do you think
his
Naruto
jacket.
got his drip from?
True.
I mean, the color orange is just iconic. Like, if you were in the anime,
Why do you think
like
it's
the color
iconic?
orange. Ichigo's
I'm not gonna be a Dragon Ball Z nigga, but there's one reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then if you say Naruto, why Naruto?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. Come on.
But yeah, so Apex right now and Overwatch 2 are kind of creating this dichotomy for me in the shooter space of... Because I'm not really playing Fortnite as much as I thought I would. Like, when I was
It's like
playing
a slightly
Fortnite...
uninterested, partially still dabbles
Right. It's like...
with no strong
Apex
attachment.
hasn't gotten to the point that Overwatch got to that we would not play it, like, for any reason. But, like, when Apex drops cool skins like this...
Could that be because Apex and Overwatch are technically different styles of shooters?
Maybe?
I mean,
No, I think it's more of the fact. I think mostly the main things comes to number one, team size. Like the thing
Yeah.
about Apex is that it's a lot easier to fill out a full Apex party than it is to fill up a full Overwatch party because nothing will fuck up the vibes in a nice, fun Overwatch game than a rando who's playing DPS Mora.
yeah. I mean, I
That-
get
That
that.
made me stop playing the game.
See what I'm saying? It's like it's one of those.
Wasn't good.
There's a lot less. And then also another thing with Apex in comparison to Overwatch, and this is why I think the Battle Royale genre tends to do slightly better than the team shooter genre, is the fact that with Overwatch, you were trapped there for 20 minutes if you didn't want to get banned.
Yeah.
Apex,
They
you
are
got to
so
quick
much
out.
longer.
You could just die and be done.
Yeah. Juwan and
Yeah.
I needed 2 more matches as Fuse when Madrid got off, and we, Madrid, you got off at the perfect time because
Oh, I
Storm
know.
Point had just rotated in,
Ooh.
and we loaded the next match. I was like, I just need 2 more matches.
Storm
And that
Point
was
is
some
nasty work.
grade A throwing. It was just like, I don't care. I need 2 games. Get these Battle Pass stars. Get out.
I know they haven't blown up Storm Point, but they need to take a fucking page
Is
out
Storm
of Kings
Point.
Canyon's book and just blow up just a couple key
You mean
components to make it smaller.
what they did to all the maps? They just blow up everything. It's a fucking...
Like World's Edge shit like melted and froze over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they did blow up that train yard. Just
Yeah, they blew
blatantly.
up. They blew up Kings
Correct.
Canyon multiple times. They blew up Storm Point. Not
What's
Storm
the other
Point.
one?
Olympus got the fucking
Olympus.
crashed into a ship, and then the ship
Yeah,
got...
it hasn't blown up yet though.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Wait, not yet. But wait. Watch the new map be the wreckage of Olympus in the city that it was supposed to be over.
No, there's another map that's actually being teased, but what I really need out of Apex is in pubs, let all the maps rotate. Give us 30 minutes on each map. That would not kill the momentum, because we
Right.
were playing and we get to Storm Point and we hate Storm Point so much that it's just
That's like 2 good matches. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, 2 good matches on each map.
Couple
Or
trash matches.
Right.
Cool.
4 trash
If
matches.
you like the map, it's fine. It's like, all right, huh? That was fun.
Yeah.
We had a hot drop.
Kings
killed 2
Canyon,
teams, but we still
World's
died.
Edge, Olympus, Storm Point, and then another map. Just having that constant, because that's the interesting thing about arenas is they're making more arenas maps, and there's like a constant rotation of like, if you're just playing arenas, you are switching from like map to map to map to map. They'll have like limited time, like they have a part from like a battle royale map. They like they switch it up. Like at least it's interesting as far as like your strategy for each. But battle royale, it's like you're getting one of these two maps, and then you're stuck on it for a long time.
I don't know. I don't know.
They need to mix
Like,
it up a little
I want to get back on Apex, but then it's also like, I realize I'm kind of burnt out on multiplayer games, that competitive multiplayer games.
I mean,
Like you just want to play a game with your homies and chill.
yeah,
Basically.
Like collaborative multiplayer
yeah.
games.
They're the co-op games out there. Jalen just is on Xbox, so
No, it's not that I'm on Xbox, it's that I'm trying to finish up fucking Monster Hunter. That's the multiplayer game I'm working on right now. Playing fucking
multiplayer game
Monster
that
Hunter.
matters.
Right, it's like heck, most of my gaming for the past when I've gotten a chance to game, because I've been working on other stuff. Cheesy studios are coming, but that's besides the point here. My main game right now is Monster Hunter, because I want to get to Sunbreak. I want those new moves.
You haven't even made it to Sunbreak?
Dog, I'm literally Village Rank 5. I'm on my Village Rank 5 quest. Major quest. Like, straight up, when I got Monster Hunter, I want to say, like, the first 2 weeks it came out. And then I got up to Hunter's Rank 4. And I want to say I got distracted because something else came out. Which is what usually happens.
Yeah, and I mean, Sunbreak is, in my opinion, it's a really good expansion on Monster Hunter Rise. The fact that they have implemented the end game and are actually going out of their way to improve the end game. The fact they're adding back augments, like post-release, and they're just like, look, we got to give you all this update. It's going to give you...
Right, they're drip feeding in good content, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
we're gonna have events coming. There's other shit on the road. There's the roadmap. Oh yeah. You know, it's in a great place. It's in a great place.
Yeah.
Did I beat
I'm feeling
last week? Or is that current? Is that like a new update?
I thought you... I don't know. You've been tearing through games. Like, you beating a game update that I remember the most is you becoming an Elden Lord.
Yeah, I think that was literally... What was that? If not the last episode, it was the episode before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the last episode.
I just had those last couple bosses left, and I just went. And I was like, all right, we're fucking doing this.
Yeah, that's what you did when we beat Sunbreak with you. Because we had beat it with Alana, and then Alana was like, damn, that last fight was long. I'm going to get off. And then we're like, Madrid, you trying to do these lives? Because we legit did the exact same quest that we did with Alana with you. And so we went in, beat Sunbreak, you got to end game the last time I played. I remember we did the 3 monster hunt, and then you got to MR10.
Yeah. And then I got the next stage of monsters, the in-game monsters.
Yeah. I think at this point it's not a spoiler, because as long as you don't explain the lore, the afflicted monsters.
Afflicted.
And the cool thing is, unlike with like the Apex mechanic from Base Rise, where like certain monsters got an Apex version, they add mechanics, like the afflicted mechanic can be added to any monster. And so you have a wider variety of things to hunt, and I picked up Sword and Shield. That is like been my new thing. Like after thousands of hours on the Great Sword, I
You
was
fuck
like,
with it?
I picked up Sword and Shield. I was like, because I've dabbled in longsword, I've dabbled in dual blades. I see the
Church of the
appeal of both of
Blades.
them,
Mhm.
but Sword and Shield, like with my healer kind of,
Yep.
my healer, like I've been a great sword healer for a long time, since Iceborne. Like the first thing I do in all, like even going back to GU, is like,
Wide
all right, how do
range.
I get wide range on my set? And then second priority is free meal. So that has been
Yep.
my
Good old
build.
wide range free meal.
Yep, and my talisman from base rise, it wasn't like the optimal like wide range free meal talisman, but it was a wide range talisman that had gem slots that let me slot in the rest of the wide range I
Premium.
needed. And
Yeah.
so like that talisman stays static and I can fuck around with my set and my skills and everything else with my armor and my weapon and just know that I have guaranteed wide range. Like I think it's level 4 that I have guaranteed, and then it's just I have the gem to slot in wherever else if I have an extra slot to make it level 5.
Nice.
But yeah, now Sword and Shield. I don't
Now you don't have to put your weapon away when you do that stuff.
I don't know how to not put my weapon away. Because like the shield stays, and I know I can block with the shield and stuff like that.
No, if you block and then use item at the same time, you'll keep your weapon out and you'll use the item.
That seems like a weird button combination, but I'll give it a try.
I will say this right now. Monster Hunter always has weird ass button combinations. I find their button combinations to be fucking weird. And now
then-
with the silk mechanic, I lose my controls all the time.
That's why I don't be like I've been silk binding a lot more since Sunbreak came out, but base rise I was like I get silk bind moves, but I'm not using them. I'm just gonna hunt like any other Monster Hunter game, and
This your big damage right there.
I'm a great sword. All my damage is big damage.
Yeah, but them soapbind moves, though. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're using them now, so you've seen the light.
I mean,
At this point.
I use them extremely rarely in base rise because nothing really required them. Most of the time, for me, my wire bugs are better for traversal and like flipping and jumping and dodging and all of it. More defensive than offensive.
Yeah.
But now I'm using. I think I just got the silk bind for the sword and shield that lets you spin the sword around on a wire bug. So
Pretty tight.
Pretty tight.
Yeah, I've really been leaning into like the dual blades, and then I got the frenzy on my helmet. So it promotes being aggressive. So just going in and then getting that buff from like clearing the frenzy or whatever.
yeah.
And then you have like constitution.
We need to like get Raddick back on Hunting Horn because that's the one thing I miss. And Sword and Shield has been exasperating it. It's like I gotta sharpen a lot, and I know I don't have like the best swords and shields in the game. Like they made the Kimura tree really good. So if you want to pick up a weapon, you can just like get the Master Rank Kimura one, upgrade it a couple times, and like you have a decent weapon of any weapon type. And so
Fuck around on them.
that's what I've been doing. Like I need stuff from Shogun Senator because I want to do the like crab sword and shield because the crab greatsword carried me through a lot. The Hermitar greatsword and the sword and shield is both the crabs. Like I think the shield's the red crab and the sword is the blue crab. So
Oh, that makes sense. Is it like literally their claws?
no, but it's
Damn, that would have been cool. Just like, yeah.
yeah, it would have been really cool if it were the like
Because I think the dual blades are like that. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, the dual blades are probably next on my trying out.
I've been having so
weapons.
much fun with dual blades.
Yeah, dual blades.
Like, it's because it's because of Silkbind. It's because of all the silk moves. Because once you get them right, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna just
attack on Titan.
be Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm just gonna homing attack a motherfucker. I don't care.
I'm going straight up
Jalen, you fuck with
Levi
Tower
on
Vault?
these monsters.
Huh?
You fuck with Tower Vault?
I don't think I have Tower Vault yet.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
was
sure.
about to say because I don't even use that one anymore. Because with having the switch skills makes it easier. Because I'm like, all right, I can switch from my aerial build boom, to my land build boom, and just rain down terror however I need to. And then I have the buff stats from the frenzy, so I'm faster. My stamina depletes slower. I got a evade extender maxed out. That shit's. I'm all over the place.
Speaking of being all over the place, Platinum Games is working on multiple unannounced projects. Platinum Games did an interview with, I think, Famitsu this week, and they were talking about we've known about Project GG since they did the Platinum 4, and Bayonetta 3 is about to come out, and they are working. Babylon's Fall is a complete dud. The fact that Babylon's Fall did not even come up. See, the way they could save Babylon's Fall, at least a little bit, is put it on PlayStation Plus Extra and put it on Xbox Game Pass. At least.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
You don't think
Fundamentally, the game is too bad. That's the thing about it. Is on a fundamental level, it doesn't have the gameplay to support an audience. On a fundamental level, I'm saying same thing with Anthem. It's the gameplay was not enough to support an audience because people will play a shit game if the gameplay itself is fun.
That's true.
But then with games like Platinum games, the gameplay is 90% outside of Nier Automata. The gameplay is what you're here for. Nier Automata, you're here for the gameplay and stay for the philosophy.
No, you play Nier Automata for that robo ass. Then you stay for the combat, and then you get your heart broken by philosophy.
You were like, it's like Bayonetta, and I was like, so.
Well, no, I'm not gonna sell the game to y'all first with robo ass. I'm not gonna come to y'all and be like, I came to you with robo ass first, Madrid.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Look, I want to say you were the reason why we ended up having that whole conversation around the whole fact that there's more pixels in 2B's ass than all of Ocarina of Time.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Still blows my mind.
I think it's Mario 64 specifically.
Heck, I'm saying this right now. There's probably more polygons in her ass than you could fit on a cartridge. That ass too fat for a cartridge.
It's going to be on a Switch cart soon. That's also in that September, October, November time range of
Right. Yeah.
Because I watched the Nier retrospective.
The Switch is about to be drowning in JRPGs.
I mean, it already is. Live Alive is out.
It is the JRPG machine right now.
Yeah.
Until the Steam Deck comes out. Then it's the Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck.
Steam Deck is out.
Well, let me rephrase. Until I can get my hands on a Steam Deck. Then it's then.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play almost exclusively Japanese games on a Steam Deck. I have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, I got Bayonetta, I got...
Oh, I already know the perfect game for the Steam Deck, Cult of the Lamb. That game's going to be so much fun on the Steam Deck.
That game is going to be a lot of fun.
Just being able to take that on the go? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 4
because a little bit I played, I was sold.
Is it out already?
No,
Steam.
you can get the demo.
Oh, Cult of the Lamb? Yeah, Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could try to apply for a code.
I could try to apply for a code.
Chris, why do you look so defeated? Me and Madrid have gotten AAA codes.
I've tried to apply for so many codes.
Okay, the Devolver codes are also a little...
Resident Evil doesn't fuck with me. And I
Oh,
Okay. No. See, you're going
You-
too big. You're going too big.
I mean,
Y'all said AAA.
Madrid and I got Ubisoft.
Like that's Capcom though. That's Capcom though.
Madrid
dealing
and
with
I got
Capcom.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft was paying niggas to get the
Right.
to play
Ubisoft was like
Immortals
paying
Phoenix
people to
Rising.
say something nice about them.
We
You didn't have to say anything nice. You just had to play.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They're like, "Hey, no. We're not saying you have to say it's good. Just say something.
say something
Please.
right. And when
We're like,
I
all right.
said something,
And I was like, well, shit. I don't think it's bad. It's
That's a
cool.
win.
it like a little.
Yeah, I streamed it a little. You know.
Got that one solid stream, you know.
Mhm.
I remember Zeus saying cocksure.
Nobody Thor Love and Thunder.
Talk that movie solid.
Yeah,
I need to
like,
go see that movie.
I saw. So
I mean, you don't have to
I
go
know.
see it.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
not
for a fact that
must-watch.
I'm not going to get what I want out of that movie. I'm going to have a good time, but I know I'm not going to get what I want because they already fucked up. There's one character I didn't want to see in Taki's hands, and they gave it to him,
Who?
and that's Gore.
Wait.
I'm probably mispronounced his name, but I don't think
Taika
Gore the God Butcher is a good villain for his style of writing.
Yeah, but
And the reason why I say that is because like in the comic books, the reason why Thor became unworthy of Mjolnir is because Gore was right. The gods don't have the perspective to really be able to do anything to really help people or anything. At best, they can kind of just.
Hey, all I'm saying is Gore didn't say
Have
he
orgies.
didn't necessarily say anything that was wrong. in
Yeah,
that
No,
movie.
see, that's my point, though. But that's my point, though. It's that Gore is a very, Gore
I'm
is a
mad
character that
Gore
you
is
do for a
dead.
pensive meditation on something,
You're
not
mad
for
who is dead?
a comedy. Gore the God Butcher? Gore nearly killed every single god in the Marvel Universe.
Whoa.
And I mean
was
all
on
of
a
them.
killing spree. Like
I
straight
mean,
up.
Christianity
I mean-
God almost got it. The Hindu gods almost got it. The
Yeah.
Norse gods got it. The African gods almost got it. Like, literally, every god of the Marvel Universe, no matter what religion you had, Gore was giving out fades for free.
So
Damn.
the way they handled Gore, the Gore parts of the movie were strong. Like Gore,
this goes back
as
to my
a
point, though.
villain, was a solid villain. Was
Oh, yeah.
legitimately like terrifying at times.
But he's not a comedy villain, and that's basically all that man makes.
None of the Gore stuff was comedic.
No,
The
that's my
Gore
point.
stuff was-
That's my entire point. Gore is not a comedy villain. He's not a villain you would use for a comedy movie.
Yeah. I think the way it was handled, like, Twitter made it seem
Now, I
like
will
that
say I haven't seen the
was
movie
hot
yet.
Garbage.
I'll
Yeah.
give a full review when I come back. But
Said
when
Twitter
I get the
saying
chance
it's
to
hot
see it,
garbage.
Twitter had me thinking it was hot garbage. I didn't see
Oh.
it. Like, it took me
It's been pretty
longer to see
divisive.
it.
I've seen people
because it's
say
pretty much
worse
what do you
than
want?
the-
Do you want a comic
worse
book
than the
movie or do you
second
want a
one.
Ragnarok sequel? Because my biggest problem with Ragnarok is
Not even a
Ragnarok felt like two
Ragnarok.
different movies spliced together.
Ragnarok is better than Love
Yeah.
and Thunder.
Oh, for sure.
I fucked
wouldn't
with
be-
Ragnarok heavy.
You see what I'm saying? That's my entire beef with this. And there's and also I will say one of my favorite Marvel villains is Gore. And it's like I want to see that pensive,
Yeah,
serious.
Like, they semi-trivialized death in the Thor storyline with this movie. So, like, the fact that Gore is dead, like, Gore in the MCU outside of Thanos, like, is probably the second best villain that we've had. Because Killmonger would, a lot of times with Marvel shit, it's just two people with the same power, just different colors, fighting each other. And I mean, that's what WandaVision broke down into. That's what Black Panther broke down into. That's what, whichever Iron Man had fucking...
Yeah.
That Civil War was straight up like... So, at least all the fights in Thor Love and Thunder were not... There were no Thor v. Thor fights. There was Thor, like, using the hammer, using Stormbreaker, using Redacted, like... the weapons and the usage and like the powers and yeah, there's a they pulled.
No, I know. The moment you said redacted, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's the Necro Sword. I'm like, I'm gonna mind my business here.
The Necro, they do a God of War as like, oh, it's really cool that this person got this weapon type deal in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, cool.
Hey, there's one reason to see Thor.
I mean, I was going to see Thor: Love and Thunder because they got 2 hot women in armor and a hot guy in armor. I was going to do it for that reason alone. Like, let's go.
Valkyrie, criminally underused.
Really?
This is.
I knew it. I knew it because that happens every time. That happens every time.
Because the movie wasn't long enough to.
It's because they had to do too much with that movie.
Yeah, they had to do
pretty much
that movie.
Because remember, this movie also has to finish up Thor's entire storyline that was started in fucking Endgame.
They resolved the Endgame shit relatively early and then set up the fact that Chris Hemsworth is the only like OG Avenger that's still getting movies. Yeah. And there's going to be another Thor movie.
He signed an extended contract. He was like, "Yeah, I'll keep doing it."
Right.
I mean, yeah. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's just one of those things where it's like it's one of those things. Once again, I feel like they just use gore to sell the movie to comic book fans when they should have just took out gore and let the director make an entirely original villain for this. Let's go. You know,
that's a question for somebody who's more familiar with comics. I might have to ask FTO Nerd Talk about this, but is the Thor: Love and Thunder storyline associated with gore, or is gore just
straight up. It's from what I've seen in trailers. Once again, I haven't seen it. It looks to be a combination of Gore the God Butcher storyline. And
is he a Thor villain, or is he just a Marvel villain? Is he a Thor villain, or is he just
the Gore the God Butcher event was a Thor. Thor event. It was all about Thor. Like, actually, I don't think there's any non-godly side characters in the God Butcher. It's basically about Thor in 3 stages of his life. You got like young Thor who meets Gore the first time. He's the confident, got the axe. Is like, yeah, I'm Thor. I'm gonna drink. Yada, yada, yada. And then you got like Hammer Thor, which is like, I'm more mature. I understand what's going on. I'm here to help people. And then you got Old Man Thor, which is I've taken over as king for my father. I have to be extra responsible and yada, yada, yada. Like, it's about Thor.
Okay.
And the villain challenges him on like his own worthiness as a god. It's like, what does it mean to be a god when at the end of the day, Gore only exists because the gods failed him.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, just straight up. It's a combination of that.
We're going out in the near future, and so hopefully by the time we hit the undisclosed location to consume.
Oh, I'm seeing Love and Thunder this weekend.
Oh yeah, so by that time you will have seen Love and Thunder, and we can have a spirited debate on the quality.
But yeah, it looks like a combination of Gore the God Butcher and this is why I say I wanted them to cut the Gore the God Butcher stuff out, because there's an entire storyline about Asgard being moved to Kansas in the Marvel universe, and a lot of that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that is, and it's just like it's one of those things where it's like
Asgard.
Yeah, like. Gore the God Butcher, it's a heavy-hitting villain. Like,
no,
I thought it was like
Iceland. They Kansas or was it Ohio?
They went to America. I swear to Christ,
that
did not look like America.
They went to like
wherever New Asgard is in the movie. Definitely gives off America vibes. It doesn't.
It's in America. It's in like the Midwest.
In Thor: Love and Thunder, where?
Well, I don't know about Love and Thunder. I'm talking about the comics.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I always thought in Ragnarok where they were going to go back. The
planet got destroyed at the end of Ragnarok. they were going to find themselves a new place.
Yeah,
right.
New Asgard was established over the course of Infinity War Endgame, like somewhere in the nebulous phase of like shit's getting real. Like,
In the
Right.
5 years during the 5-year blip period, we're just gonna say it was during that.
Yep, during the blip.
Because remember, there's like a 5-year in all of the MCU. There's like a 5-year gap that they could do whatever they want with.
Yeah.
Because if your character was blipped, they were put in a pocket for 5 years, and if they weren't blipped, you could have an entire backstory you can make. Speaking of that, Miss Marvel was lit.
Yep,
Miss Marvel was lit. I was worried about it. It was lit.
representation. Like, I'm not.
Not just that, but also like it was the first time we got like a really like honest superhero film out of Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always this underlying of like political cynicism with all the Marvel movies. Like there's all like a bit of cynicism. Like we have someone who wants to be a hero for the sake of being a hero.
Yeah. So there's all of that, but my problem with Miss Marvel as a superhero thing is it falls into the Marvel trope of having two people with the same power fighting each other. Just different colors. Like, that last episode turned it from like, even though that post-credit scene and the end scene and the post-credit scene, 10 out of 10. Like,
Yes, absolutely. And also, Kevin, I see your pettiness there. I love it. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Kevin Feige's out here destroying the white race slowly.
It's not even that. He's also doing petty shit to like old Marvel, to like Marvel comics. Like that end credit scene, like the whole reason that was done that way was because of like old Marvel shit. It's fucking hilarious. But I will, and also Miss Marvel out of all the TV shows is the one with outside of like maybe WandaVision. It's the one with the best pacing outside of like WandaVision.
I like Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight.
Moon Knight has pacing issues.
Yeah.
Like Moon Knight has clear pace. Like Moon Knight clearly wanted to be at least 2 episodes longer. Like Moon Knight really wanted to be like 2 episodes. At least 2.
They landed the plane better than Loki landed the plane.
Loki was a good flight, and then they crashed it at the end because they were like, "Oh right, this is a miniseries, not a TV show." Because it's like if the entire season was just the TBA stuff, Loki would have been a good show.
Yeah.
But literally, they were like, "Oh, this is a miniseries that we got to set up other bullshit with to keep our audience hooked." And crash the plane from there.
The thing was, all the Loki shit set up with Loki 2 and Kang.
Right. And it brought back the multiverse. It also did that. It also brought back the multiverse.
The multiverse... Shit, was Loki the first thing with the multiverse?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Loki, it was through Loki we got the multiverse back. And then the first time we got to interact with it was No Way Home.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying is before Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Before Loki happened, none of this other shit would have been possible if they didn't fuck up the multiverse.
Well,
No. Okay, so basically,
they fucked with the multiverse in Endgame, technically. Because time
Technically.
travel... Yeah.
Because of time travel.
Yeah, because they time traveled in Endgame, and that is what...
And also, so
opened
much
them up.
crap happens because of that time traveling. Because remember, that's how Loki escaped in the first place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like,
they really fucked up the multiverse for real then.
Well,
They
see,
didn't-
come to find out, the multiverse didn't exist. There was this thing called the Sacred Timeline, which was basically the MCU canon. The MCU canon at that point was treated as a sacred timeline. Once we got the Kang, it was like, fuck it. We get to go off and have fun now.
well, once
that's why-
Loki hit with...
They blew up the sacred timeline.
Yep.
So was it like just multiple instances, just kind of in one?
Well, no,
Like their group of, like, their
come to find
cluster
out, the
of plot
TVA...
lines?
No, pretty much the TVA was going around shooting people in the head going, nope, you're not affecting the timeline, you're not affecting the timeline, and you're not affecting the timeline.
And then Loki...
Weren't they destroying
leave it
whole
to Loki
timelines, though?
to fuck some shit, to throw a wrench in the shit.
2 Lokis.
Two
It took
Lokis.
2 Lokis.
Multiple
Loki and
Lokis.
Sophie.
It took an army of Lokis.
Yeah, it really did take
Yeah, it really
multiple
did.
Lokis.
And also, like, this is where we get the whole, like... And also, one of the things they showed, and they had to remind everybody for Loki, was the fact that Infinity Stones only
He
work
would fuck
in
himself?
their universe. That's why there's literally a box full of them.
Yeah.
because they're paperweights. It's like they don't work. They only work in their original universe because they come from the creation of that universe.
Didn't they break that in What If? Because I feel like Ultron got the Infinity Stones from multiple universes and put them in the Infinity Gauntlet, and that became...
I thought it didn't work in the TSA's area.
No, the TVA...
No, it doesn't work outside of their own universe.
TSA.
Freaking Ultron was doing some funky
TSA
shit
way
with that.
scarier than TVA. I'm not a variant, hopefully. I just get fucking sacred timelined out.
You gotta take your
That's
shoes
what it
off
was
in the
called.
airport.
When they were pruning people with the fucking...
Yeah.
But they weren't shooting them in the head in the MCU canon.
They weren't.
Yeah, but well, heck, what would you rather be like? What is worse, being shot in the head or erased from a timeline?
And sent to a world destined to get eaten by...
No, just straight up erased from a timeline.
Well, no.
That's what happened. You got
yeah.
pruned. You
went-
get sent to another dimension where you get eaten by...
I know, but I'm just talking about like,
Yeah.
It's not Hrothgar.
It's
Hrothgar is a
something-
thing, but I forgot what the cloud monster's called.
I always called him Unicron. That's what I call any giant world-eating thing at this point. I'm like, oh hey, Unicron, how you doing? Feeling
Hey,
fleshy
it's
this
a
week?
Leviathan.
Right. But it's just like, that's where the multiverse comes back, and then we could actually do stuff with it.
So speaking of actually doing stuff with it, Xbox got Discord integration.
That was a
Like,
solid transition.
Look, Chris, I does this.
I got to give you where credit is due, though. That was good.
So Xbox got Discord integration where it's not exactly peak yet, and I'm hoping when PlayStation gets its integration, it's actually a Discord app. So looking into the process of this, it seemed a lot better. It seemed like you could, instead of starting an Xbox party, you could start a Discord call on your Xbox and invite people, like, or just join like a voice channel in the Discord server. That is not actually what it is. What you have to do is join a voice chat through the Discord app on your phone, and then in the Xbox app, you'll have the ability to transfer that Discord voice session to your Xbox. So it's not like...
It's not fluid.
It is definitely... So the thing is, my Discord account is linked with my PSN, is linked with my Xbox Live. When I play anything on Xbox or PlayStation or PC, it tells Discord that just automatically.
Right.
It needs separate permissions. So even somebody like me that has Discord already set up with my Xbox account, I have to go in and set it up again to get this to work, and then I have to not necessarily I have to use Discord on my phone. There's not like I'm going to click into this voice channel. Like right now, I see Darren, Joanne, and Justin are in the Cheesy Controller Podcast Discord. We're not in a situation currently where from a console you can just hop into that.
Yeah.
You have to do it on your phone. And I mean, it's only for Xbox insiders right now, and it seems like very experimental.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's progress. Like, we have Discord on a console.
Heck, at least we know they're working on it.
Well,
Yeah.
we've known they're working on it since, and I'm surprised that PlayStation isn't testing this publicly in any form, because this seems like a good time, and probably by the time this episode's out, this will happen. It seems like a good time for Sony to open up their beta firmware branch, send out a bunch of emails, have a bunch of people join and test it out, and just replace the entire PlayStation party's friends list messages like UI. Just gut all that shit out and replace it with Discord.
See, that's the thing. I don't necessarily see them doing that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be
I mean,
wonderful.
let it
But I don't see it
exist
doing
in
that.
parallel, at least. Because I
Yeah.
also
That I could see happening.
Yeah.
because at this point, because Discord has integration with Xbox and PlayStation to show your play activity, that also means you can. The more people that link that is the more people that have their Discord and Xbox and PlayStation's accounts associated, and so the vision I'm seeing for this app is like Chris. We have Chef Goldbluming Onion. We have Chef and Chris is your PSN name now,
Yeah.
and Chef and Chris, or is it still Chris Arrow on Xbox?
No, it's Jeff and Chris too.
Okay, so I'm imagining having those three profiles as like one item on my friends list because it's just Chris. You know, like it's Chris on Xbox, it's Chris on PlayStation, it's Chris on PC, it's Chris.
Through Discord, everything is kind of like connected. So Discord will
Yeah,
say, "Hey,
'cause,
this is
like-
one profile."
So Discord's
with
like
three
your
different
digital
names.
wallet for your gaming
Essentially.
profiles.
I can't bring up my link stuff because I'm in streamer mode because we're streaming, but like I know for a fact my
That's fair.
Twitch, my Steam, my all the only thing that's not linked and all it's gonna take is like
Oh shit.
this agreement to go through. Epic isn't linked because Epic tries to do that currently. It's like my Epic profile is my Switch profile, my Xbox profile, my PlayStation profile, and my Steam profile, all in, and my Twitch profile, and all of that, all under one account that is just me. Like if I'm playing on Switch and you're playing on Xbox, it's that account. If I'm playing on PlayStation, you're playing on PC, it's that account. If I'm playing on PC and you're playing on Switch, it's that account. And so having that through Epic is like cross-play, cross-progression, like all of the like unified future. Because right now, playing Sunbreak, every time we play Sunbreak, we start up a Discord call, we all go into the Discord call, and then we're playing on a device, we're playing on our Switches that doesn't have Discord support, so we have to have another device on and running. And like, I mean, my second monitor is always on when I'm gaming just to like have, but not everybody has like a setup where that's feasible. Like this is one thing, like I know I say I'm hoping for it on PlayStation because that's where I play primarily.
Yeah.
PC has it on lock. Xbox is starting to experiment with it. Where we really desperately need it is Switch.
It's Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They
Desperately.
needed. That's all I could think about that whole time. I was
I mean,
like,
I feel like that's what we've been complaining about ever since the Switch came out.
yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
I feel like that's just a constant. Oh my god.
So I'm hoping that because Xbox lately has been the door to new stuff happening on other platforms. Game Pass is like PlayStation Plus Premium is in response to Game Pass, no matter which way you slice it. And that, like, as a service for me as a PlayStation gamer, I know it's not as good as Game Pass, but it's a good service. So Xbox opening the door to Discord console integration is, I hope they open the door because Xbox opened the door for crossplay. Xbox opened the door for a lot of these things that we just kind of, because Xbox Play Anywhere, well, to be fair, cross-buy was a thing on PlayStation before it was on my Xbox, but Xbox Play Anywhere kind of changed the game of you moving your save between a console and a PC and just having that same save in a broad sense. Like I know Final Fantasy 14 and I know there are a lot of games that do it now, but the first like modern games that kind of like brought us into this common thing, the thing that's becoming more and more common, were Xbox Play Anywhere games like Gears of War, like the remaster and the Gears of War 4 and stuff like that. And now Halo's full force doing it, so
I think it's almost everything, right? Because I mean, just like
Certain
playing
things are
over.
weird. Certain things are weird. Because
Well, yeah.
let's say
Well,
you
just like
have
even playing Trek no Yami
Trek no
on
Yomi.
no Yomi
To Yomi.
on like Trek 2. Yeah.
You're
Okay.
trekking to Yomi.
Oh, I didn't take it
He was saying
literally.
Japanese name, brother. That's all.
But like using like the Xbox stream on my laptop at work and then coming and having it downloaded on my computer, or just like it just automatically updates, or even playing on the Xbox, it would just automatically like, here, your save file is just up there. And I think that's generally what they've been trying to go for. Like wherever you're playing, however you're playing it on the Xbox app, it's going to be like you've
Yeah, but
played it on anything.
and
Like,
you're correct about that. Like my Xbox saves, like when I had Game Pass Ultimate and I tried cloud stuff out on my phone, it had my saves for my Xbox One, which is just like my 360 saves. I tried. I really tried to get my 360
fair.
saves so I could do my backwards compatible. I am probably one of the only people that's hooked up at Xbox 360 to try and transfer saves during the PS5 Series X generation.
damn.
But that's within the Xbox ecosystem. Yeah, you're right. Like your saves go everywhere, but even my Halo save is not in the Xbox ecosystem. My Halo save is primarily on Steam, but when I do play Halo on
Oh,
Xbox,
yeah.
it has that save. So I'm talking about outside of a specific ecosystem having that unified account,
Yeah.
because
That
I
makes sense.
think, yeah, Master Chief Collection did it where I bought it on Steam, logged in with my Xbox profile like within the game, and started popping achievements, and like it actually read some of my Xbox 360 achievements that I earned in Halo games on Xbox 360 and gave them to me in Master Chief Collection on Steam.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So, staying on the shooter train, I got two small stories that I just kind of want to get in here. Dragon Ball characters are confirmed to come to Fortnite. I know I probably could have slotted this into the Apex gaiden talk, but we were talking about Goku. That's the fucking thing. But Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus seem to be the characters coming to Fortnite for this Dragon Ball crossover. Probably going to get the Beerus skin. Maybe the Goku. Like, if they have the Broly movie Goku drip, might have to.
Yeah, with the oversized
Us in
coat,
Fortnite.
that'll be clean.
But the other story is Bungie's officially part of Sony. Like, the deal went through.
Nice.
Like, checks have been cashed, handshakes have been made. Bungie's officially part of Sony. Like, I know, and it seems like this Activision Blizzard Microsoft deal is going to go through. Like, I was skeptical at first, but like as time goes on, and the less that people are actually, it's not being scrutinized as hard by the people who are scrutinizing it. In
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I, as far as I'm concerned, scrutinize until they get their fucking act together, or, which I prefer more studios unionize.
yeah,
Keep unionizing, people.
Vicarious
Yeah.
Visions, they're planning on unionizing next. So Raven QA is officially unionized, and Vicarious
Right.
Visions is the next Activision Blizzard studio, like working towards a union. So I mean, keeping it like we're moving in a good direction with this. We'll keep talking about bad shit when it's bad, and at the same time, I want to highlight the good shit that's going on, like to working towards like this better work conditions for game developers, the people that make the shit that we love so much that we've talked about it for almost 200 episodes of one show, and if you count both shows, like almost 300 episodes worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love games, and so we want the people who are making them to have better work conditions, because we've all
Right,
been
and the
in
better the work
situations-
conditions, the better the game. Everyone's win when your developers are treated like people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, God of War, it seems like God of War Ragnarok wasn't being crunched on, and I don't know if we talked about this last week, but God of War's collector's editions don't come with a disc. They come with a digital code in a steelbook, which is what Sunbreak did, and I encourage more games
This
to
is
do
what
this. Like, I
I've
know
been
this
asking
is,
for.
like, a lot of people, this is highly controversial. I wish they would sell the collector's edition without the game and would sell it in more perpetuity. So imagine like getting God of War, loving God of War, and then being like, I really want the collector's edition, and then not having to spend the price of buying the game again, and then the price of scalpers like this. We've all
So basically, just the bundle of the stuff.
yeah. Sell me
He
the
just
bundle
wants
of
the
the
stuff.
stuff.
That
because
should
the
be
stuff
that
is
should be an
free.
option.
I mean, I have 3 copies of Resident Evil 7 just because I bought the bundle and it came with the game. And then
Right,
I
and
bought
I
a
mean-
steel case version because I was like, I need a steel case version
Right.
also. So it's
Like-
like, why do I need this game 3 times?
I've been buying steelbooks since I went entirely digital. I'll buy a steelbook, and the sad part is most of the time it's secondhand. Like, I wish
Yeah.
I could give Sony money for the God of War steelbook after the fact. I wish I could, because like Sekiro, I only have digitally. I have the steelbook on my shelf to show that I love Sekiro. Elden Ring, I only have Elden Ring digitally. I have the steelbook on my shelf to show that I love Elden Ring. What else? Iceborne. Well, I have Iceborne physically. Well, no, I actually don't have Iceborne physically in any sense. I have Monster Hunter World physically, but I have, like, I pre-ordered the digital deluxe edition of Iceborne, and then I got the Iceborne steelbook to put on my shelf because I put hundreds of hours into that game.
Why not?
So for me, like, Sunbreak did it where I got my collector's edition in the mail. It was a steelbook. Like, I have both the Monster Hunter Rise and the Monster Hunter Sunbreak steelbook right next to each other on my shelf, and neither of them have shit in them. But on my Switch, I do have a physical copy of Monster Hunter Rise, just like an extra physical copy, because a physical copy came with the collector's edition of the base game, but
See?
I never used that cartridge ever. I pre-ordered the digital version
Yeah.
and then used the Sunbreak. There's less wasted plastic and shit. Like, and I see Robbie in the chat saying from a preservation stance that isn't great. But honestly, if you're going to preserve a physical copy of God of War, it's not going to be the collector's edition version. It's going to be one of the several million disc copies that are out there. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't have
Right.
physically whatsoever. I bought it digitally on PS4, upgraded it digitally on PS5. Like, I don't have a physical
Right.
disc of that at all.
I mean,
But-
shit.
but-
The thing about physical discs, aren't they they're just keys to unlock the game at this
Yeah.
point?
I mean, at this point,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, at this
It's
point,
like
but
even
there
keeping the
is
physical
game
version of
data.
it.
On PlayStation, to be fair, on PlayStation, a lot more of their AAA games actually ship where it's a playable, like, you can put a Gran Turismo disc. Well, Gran Turismo is a bad example because it's always online. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. You could buy Uncharted: The Lost Legacy as a disc, put it into a PS5 that is offline, and actually play those games.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Xbox, a lot of their first party game, the Halo Infinite disc doesn't have jack shit on it. there is not a playable build of Halo Infinite on the Halo Infinite disc. Not the campaign, not the multiplayer, not shit. There is like not a playable build, and that's where it gets kind of egregious. Is when you're selling discs and having people buy them in a like thinking they're going to preserve this game by having a physical copy of it, but then you don't even like sure, you have some assets that are quick to offload off the disc or whatever, and when you're like installing the game, but there's not a playable build of that game on that disc. So you bought a disc of some assets and an unlock key for a digital version of the game that'll be installed on your Xbox.
God, it's literally just disc locked content, but worse. Because at least that content would have been on the disc. Like,
Well,
God. It's literally just disc lock content, but worse.
Yeah. And so at least I'll give it to PlayStation. Like, if you buy a copy of God of War Ragnarok from GameStop, even if it's a used copy, and put it into a Horizon Forbidden West, like all of these AAA big budget Sony games that are first party games, you can buy a PS5 disc and play and it's not even like, because certain Xbox games, because they're just Xbox and Smart Delivery's a thing, like if you put Elden Ring into a Xbox Series X that's offline, it'll play the Xbox One version of Elden Ring, but at least with PlayStation, it's the PS5. Like, if you're buying a PS5 disc, you're buying the PS5 version. So Ghost of Tsushima, like Death Stranding, like all of these games that are like from a preservation, like I see what a lot of the people are saying, but at the same time, like if you really want to preserve a physical copy of God of War Ragnarok, wait till it's fucking $10 at GameStop in a couple of years. And buy a physical disc of that for your preservation point. But for people like Madrid and I that have digital only, and I mean, Jalen, if, let's say, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. If that,
which apparently is still in development. Paradox said that it was still, it's apparently still alive. I don't believe it, but apparently it's still alive.
You don't have a disc drive on your Xbox, but if you were to pre-order the collector's edition of that game and it came with a steelbook and all the goodies that come with the collector's edition and just a digital code in the box, that is the ideal build for you. I mean, that's what Steam, like, I know there aren't like special edition Steam games, but like, think about it, like it'd be a PC code, because if they give you a fucking PC disc of a game, who has a disc drive on their computer?
Not a damn soul anymore.
Not yet. I got some projects I got some project ideas that I want to do, and I'm gonna need a disc drive for that shit. That's really all it is. It's just like, I know I need a new disc drive. I got some ideas.
Fair enough. You're just gonna get a USB disc drive. I mean, putting a disc drive in your computer is almost unheard of nowadays.
Oh no! Oh hell no! I'm pretty sure I used my actual disc drive slot as storage in my PC.
Yeah, more than likely. I don't even know where the fuck I would put. Yeah, I have a USB.
No, I mean, like, you could fit a little box. Like, if you take a small little metal box the size of a fucking CD drive.
Oh yeah, I remember like your case. Yeah. But like more modern cases, the whole front is just covered by fans. You don't use discs anymore. Like PC games don't use discs anymore.
I mean, yes, and then
GameStop stopped taking PC game discs like back in 2009.
Yeah, where do you even get a game disc from?
You used to buy them, but like even if you go to like Best Buy to get Photoshop, you're just gonna get a card where you're getting a code for whatever Photoshop you just
also
bought. You don't get disc for
get
PC
fucking
anymore.
Affinity Photo. Also, don't get Adobe products. Just buy Affinity.
Yeah, I talked
just
about
pay your
this in
$60
other episodes.
Once and call it a fucking game.
Yeah, buy Affinity
no cloud,
Photo,
no bullshit.
buy
just
Affinity Designer. There's another one that helps you build websites. Like look into Affinity.
So the other
solid.
thing that I realized in my brief hiatus, in my brief disappearance only for video viewers that I'm now revealing to audio listeners,
Bold.
if the collector's edition of God of War came with a disc in the case, like in the steelbook, Madrid and I would have to buy the game again because we would not be able to use that disc in any way, shape, or form. And so, like, with this generation having one of the Xbox consoles and one of the PlayStation consoles not having a disc drive at all, like, there's not a digital only Switch yet, but I could see it happening. I could totally see it happening.
The only way that could work is because they made the decision to do digital and disc consoles separate. You would have to sell a bundle that is, I either want the digital or I want the disc.
I mean, we're being 100 here. They should just sell gameless collector's editions.
They should.
And I mean,
Like, that's always, and this is also part of the thing about it is, I would buy collector's editions for games that I don't have. There's plenty of games that I don't give a fuck about, but those collector's editions are sick.
Yeah, I have the Death Stranding collector's edition just because the baby was creepy and I wanted to put it in my office with next to Resident Evil shit. I don't care about Death Stranding really.
but
the collector's edition was dope.
Like, I know it'll be like Chris got the BB first, and it's way more of a Chris office thing than a my office thing. But at some point, I want to get a BB.
It's cool.
I have a little Luden, so that would be the real cool thing is getting a Luden.
I have one of those.
Luton.
Well,
I don't know where it is. Yeah.
How big?
It came with it too. It's small.
Okay.
So it's a little Luton.
Little.
That is still a great Bring Me the Horizon song, Ludens.
Mm-hmm.
So, staying on PlayStation and going over to a very different game, Stray hit PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium this week. And I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but it seems like this weekend because that was one that immediately I have the How Long to Beat page and like ready to go for it because it says 4.5 hours for the main story, 5.5 hours for main story and extra, and 6.5 hours for completionist. And so that seems like I could get Angelina to play it with me or just to give her the controller and let her play for at least the main story stuff. And then I can do the same thing I did with Donut County and go back and like clean up the platinum after the fact. Because she's not going to want to
unlock this trophy.
She's not going to want to go and look for all the collectibles and all the like Easter eggs and stuff that'll get you trophies. But I like, you know?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this game. And I've seen a lot of pictures with cats staring at the screen.
Yeah, it's a Twitter page called Cats Watching Stray.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I'm not a cat person. Like, there are a couple cats out there that I've been cool with, but like in general, I'm not a cat person. I have 2 dogs. Like I grew up with dogs. Like I'm a dog person. But you know, for a game that came with PlayStation Plus Premium, that I just have like 6.5 hours for a platinum on like a game that everything I've seen looks like it's going to look nuts on my monitor.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason.
Yeah,
just the whole setting. I don't know. I think this is a good solid weekend. This weekend kind of game. Just like I've been playing the Story of Seasons, another farming sim. And I'm down to put that down for just like a solid 6 hours and play something on the PS5.
Yeah, and I mean, 6.5 is probably platinum. So like 4.5, like it's like that's 2 hours one day, 2.5 hours another day. Like that's so it seems like a great weekend game. So hopefully by next week I will have completed Stray and we can talk about it on the episode.
Right.
But speaking of a game that none of us are going to complete anytime soon, Yakuza 8.
Mhm.
We got our first images from a YouTuber interviewing Ryoga. I can never pronounce the studio name. Ryagagoto Studios, the Yakuza and Judgment developers, and it seems like Ichiban is going to be the pro tag of Yakuza 8, and they already confirmed that going into like Lost Judgment and Yakuza Like a Dragon being coming out kind of parallel to each other, that Judgment is going to have the old Yakuza beat 'em up style, and going forward Yakuza is going to be the turn-based RPG Persona style. That honestly, like, I know I need to get Yakuza Like a Dragon is installed on my console. So last week
Yeah.
I
I
went.
think I'm gonna go back at the PS5 version and just play from the jump.
Yeah. I'm not
Might
deep
as well.
enough into it that starting over would be a super hindrance, especially considering you can skip some of those cutscenes that you've seen. So, yeah, Yakuza. Last week I went through my PlayStation and I selected everything on the internal SSD, deleted it. Selected everything in my secondary SSD, deleted it. Selected everything, and this is just like games and apps. So all my save data is like I didn't like format it. I
Yeah.
went through and my external hard drive, I selected everything, deleted it. And then I unplugged my external hard drive from my PS5 and just started downloading shit. And my PS5 is not full in any way with this 2.6 terabytes. And
Nice.
I went through all my PS5 games and downloaded the ones that I really
Like play often.
either started and intend to play, bought with the full intention of playing. Like there was stuff that was installed on there like Quake. Like I don't know why I got Quake, but I got Quake. So
Hey, you never
So
know.
you deleted everything, even the stuff that you actually play?
yeah, like Final Fantasy 14, Apex, all that shit. Like,
It's gone.
I just don't want to have to re-download 14. I
well,
don't
yeah,
care.
that's the thing. It was an overnight process. Like I started it, downloaded like the vitals, like Final Fantasy 14, like certain things. I
Even no
prioritized.
subscription either. I'll just You stay.
You got to have it for when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Exactly.
I deleted everything with the intention of re-downloading. Like, I think the first things I put on my
You're a
download
madman.
queue were Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Like, those are some of the first things I put on my download queue.
You didn't have to add the last one. It was okay. You
Oh,
could
I
add
want
it
to
when
play
it was
that
ready.
game.
Yeah.
And I got
mean,
the
wanna
premium
play it too.
edition, and the DLC's out, so...
Oh, well, you're a brave man.
It's the right kind of
I still say
stupid
I should have
fun.
waited. Yeah,
Punch
it's
chaos in the
stupid
face.
fun, but I wish I would have waited and gotten like the premium edition on sale.
Oh, you best believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
That seems to be the move. Like, if anybody who wants to play that game now, I'd say wait for the premium edition to be on sale and do that.
Right.
But in going through all those games, I downloaded like a lot of my free to play, like Apex, Fall Guys, Knockout City, like download Rocket League, downloaded a lot of my free to play like fallback games, and Overwatch 2. I didn't know this beta was going to end. Why did nobody tell me before?
They didn't send me a code, so fuck them.
Yeah. That's another one I didn't get a code on. So fuck them.
I think you're the only one who got a code for that beta.
Well, you
No,
would
he
have.
bought a
You were
code.
Yeah, I did buy a code. You were grandfathered in because you were in the.
Oh, I
you
didn't
could have
care.
Gone in and played the beta. I
didn't care.
But I think there are going to be more beta test periods because they're still teasing this support hero with a fox. It's like a spirit fox. It looks real Valorant like. Like they went full Apex.
It's been so long. They have to start ripping off the
I mean,
competition.
it's one of those
Out
things.
in their
Well, they
app.
got to start making up characters. I mean, they got to start adding in characters like yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have probably 4 characters by the time the game comes out. Like 4 Overwatch 2 exclusive characters, by the time the game comes out in October. Because we
Oh.
have
fast.
Sojourn, we have Junker Queen, they're teasing the Fox one, and I could see there being one more to like.
Canenza the Fox will be coming the next. Oh, there will be another beta. Maybe there will be another beta. Maybe there will be a third beta.
Yeah. And we're still supposed to. I'm sure we're going to get another.
The game comes out in October, though.
Yeah. We've known that since Xbox's summer.
No, I'm not saying that I didn't know it was coming out cover. It's one of those things where it's like, how many betas are they planning to do for a game that comes out in October?
Well,
Probably one in August.
The original Overwatch beta just ran until the game came out. Like Overwatch 1,
Yeah, that's true.
Like on PC, once they started the beta just ran until the game came out. It was only on consoles that it was limited, but the fact that like now it's crossplay and everything, and they're doing like, I'm really surprised the beta ended. Like Multiverses is in a beta right now, and because I had a code from the first time, I'm able to play Multiverses now. And if you spend as little as $40 or as much as $100, you could play Multiverses right now by buying the Founders Pack, which gives you instant access to the game. But then the open beta starts later this week, and then the game's out. You can spend money to play Multiverses right now.
Nope.
I'm good.
And I get like what I'm playing is pretty much the full game.
Oh.
And I mean, it'll be free to play. So the free to play open beta is in 6 days. So by the time the next recording happens, like no matter what platform you're on that supports it, because I don't know if it's on Switch. Whatever platform you're playing Multiverses on, you can just play free to play and do that.
Nice.
But like, if you are like, yeah, Multiverses die hard, you can spend $100 and get, because that's the thing with the Founders Pack, is it's actually like if you plan on buying characters or anything, like I think the $100 version gives you more character unlocks than there are currently characters in the game. So you like future proof. It gives you the first season's battle pass. It gives you a shit ton of credits. So like right now, that it's just a way, like if you know this is going to be a game that you're going to be into, like you can buy in. And so, and they're not doing the thing that I thought Overwatch was doing, the thing that all these other free-to-play games are doing, where it's like, okay, if you get a code, you're in. And then there's a way for you to buy in. And then we're just going to run this beta until the game's out. And then when the game's out, it'll be free-to-play for everybody. That's legitimately, like all these other free-to-play games that are Overwatch's direct competition right now are doing that exact thing. And just Overwatch isn't doing it, which, like, I deleted it off my PS5 because I went to open it up and the beta was over. And I was like, well, I'm going to fucking delete this file that's useless, even though I thought, like, because more and more people are getting codes and more people are in. So I was really to the point the other day where I could have had a 4-stack for Overwatch 2. But it just, yeah. We were playing Monster Hunter instead. Like, everybody who would have been in the 4-stack was on Monster Hunter instead. And then by the time I was like, let's run it, nobody was, like, the beta was over.
Damn.
So nobody could play. But staying on the free-to-play thing, this is my last story for the episode. I know we've been going kind of long. But we're still making good time because we started early tonight. Skate 4 is just called Skate, even though when they announced it, they were just calling it Skate. It's going free to play. Apparently no blind loot boxes. It's probably going to do the Battle Pass item shop model of every other free to play game right now, where it's cosmetics exclusively. So you got boards, you got wheels,
but
you
like
got
EA's,
trucks, you got shirts,
EA's monetization is like dog shit though.
Yeah, but I mean, all these free to play games monetization is dog shit. Like but the thing is,
I don't think the monetization is dog shit. I think the quality doesn't keep up. I think as the game goes on, the quality of the stuff falls off to the point that it feels like the monetization is dog shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, but Skate, like, for what Skate will be selling you, and for what, like, you can probably get a good Skate build going just as a free-to-play player, and, like, it seems like the foundation they're building this game off of is people who were fans of Skate and people who were responsible for Skate originally are now coming back. And the only way EA would have greenlit it, no way EA was going to just sell a standalone, multiplayer capable live like service game as like a box thing, like $60, and you're like, that's
Right. These are the people who infected us with the loot box problem in the first place.
Yeah.
Was EA the first?
FIFA. It was FIFA.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
That's when it got on consoles, was through FIFA. Freaking Champions League.
I mean, and then you got Madden.
I mean,
It was off to the races from there.
all sports games.
Well, actually, technically, DLC starts with horse armor, and loot boxes start with EA, with FIFA.
I don't know, but for me, like, you guys know, for years I was championing Skate 4, like, bring Skate back. I busted out my PS3 last generation to play Skate 3 on my PS3. I have a digital and physical copy of Skate that's backwards.
Did Skate have like a good, solid, I guess, single player mode?
Yeah, it was an open world, like,
So-
it was an EA open world game where you were just skateboarding.
So as a Skate fan, wouldn't you just want to pay like $60-$70 for that game and
Yeah,
that's it?
I totally would, but this is EA in 2022 we're talking about.
Yeah.
That Apex Legends, FIFA, like the thing is, I'm glad they're not selling me a $60 box copy to have.
I mean, FIFA,
bullshit
you're still
free-to-play.
paying money for. You still buy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not
Nice.
gonna change that
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it
I'm
makes
glad
money.
Yeah.
Well, they might change it just so they could sell those games in European countries, like European. That's why Diablo Immortal didn't come out in China. Diablo Immortal didn't come out in certain European countries.
I know Germany is like the big one, like, because
Yeah, it was like Belgium and
Belgium and Germany, I think, are the two.
yeah, I think Denmark got added to that too, though.
Damn.
But anyway, it's like I see EA fixing that just to sell FIFA games at all. Like, I think it might not come with Champions League, but I think they're going to have to fix that because I don't think they want to lose the entire European market on FIFA. Because you know they're just going to buy PES. They're just going to buy PES.
But
So it's like,
PES isn't a buy thing anymore. It is now called eFootball, and it is free to play.
It's free to play. All right.
Is it?
oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
So you could go on whatever the fuck you want right now and download eFootball and have FIFA's direct competitor. And FIFA, so... I know
FIFA's
we've
not
talked
even about to be
this.
FIFA much
Yeah,
longer.
FIFA, like, the game we
Yeah.
currently know as FIFA is going to be EA Sports Football Club. The FIFA license is going to go out into the ether, and we're probably going to get another FIFA game that is not actually what FIFA currently is. And then we have Pro Evolution Soccer that became eFootball, that has been a shit show since it went free to play. But apparently they're working on it. Apparently the ball physics are fucked up initially, and now it's like a playable game. But I mean, it's a free to play competitor to FIFA, one of the best selling game franchises. Like, that's how you like, Konami is actually doing good business tactics in the gaming realm. Because the only way PES, because I know, like, PES used to be Winning 11, and like in the Winning 11 and the PES days, it was a legitimate competitor to FIFA. And now that they lost a shit ton of ground from PES being trash, and PES, like, Konami, like, kind of checking out of the games industry for a few years, like for having all of that snowballing against it, now it has at least some momentum being free to play, because if you don't have the money to buy the new FIFA this year, there is a football game that is out there for you to play on the same platforms you'd be playing FIFA on.
Nice.
So, and I mean, we're kind of in a renaissance, like, we're in a great period for free-to-play games. You could never spend any money and have great experiences in Rocket League, Fortnite, Knockout City, Fall Guys, Skate. Like, this list just, like, gets longer and longer and better, like DC Universe Online, Warframe, Soulframe. They announced a sequel, like a new game from the team that brought you Warframe that is going to be fantasy set called Soulframe. That honestly looks really good. So, like, Warframe always looks good to me. It's just, I know, like, every time I've tried to Warframe, I'm not built to Warframe. Like,
I enjoy Warframe. It's one of those. The thing with Warframe is that it became a lot like One Piece, where it's like, well, yeah, this is a lot of fun, and I would really enjoy this. It's just entirely too much for me to sit down and be dedicated with, especially with all the other shit that I'm enjoying right now.
Yeah, but
No, One Piece is peak, though. That's the difference.
To get
Heck, One Piece is filler.
Where?
All of it. Everything up to the next arc might as well be filler.
Malarkey.
See, I can quote Oda.
You can be on the wrong side of history all you want.
No, that's what Oda literally said that. I'm quoting Oda. He literally said, going into the next arc, everything before it was filler.
He's saying that's warm up, it's pregame. He was storytelling. He was world building. We don't get that a lot nowadays. People aren't used to it.
But
He was just explaining that.
In the free-to-play conversation, we even have gotten some of the biggest franchises. There's a free-to-play Call of Duty. There's a free-to-play, like Destiny's free-to-play. Like, a lot of these games, they're like, some of the biggest games on the market are free-to-play. So, there's a free-to-play version of PUBG. Like, Fortnite's just free-to-play. Like, so many things. So many audiences are served.
This makes perfect sense.
Halo's free-to-play.
That shit's wild.
Basically.
Okay. I mean, that pretty much covers everything I wanted to hit on this week's episode. Feel like it's been a solid episode. Anybody got one more thing before we wrap?
Nope, I'm good.
Nope. I'm going to shout out Warhammer 40k Darktide for Robbie in the chat. Just shout that game out. My one more thing is rest in peace, Johnny. I lost one of my best friends this past week, and
I still can't believe that fucking happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. That shit fucked me up, man.
So,
rest in peace, Johnny, man. We miss you, bro.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
I'll always have a lot of my gaming memories with Johnny. Like, there's years of my life that were hanging out with Johnny and playing video games. And so I'll have that for the rest of the time. And before I get too sad, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. Follow me on Twitter. I am at Anton6, 3 X's, Chris.
You can follow me at Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
Quid Bishop.
Madrid.
B-Wagon X.
Alright, this has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.